grab your props for your first seated short meditation. Just a moment to ground ourselves and prepare ourselves for the class. Find the most comfortable position, landing the hands to the thighs, rolling shoulders up, back and down, lifting up through the crown of the head, looking straight ahead, and then just the tiniest tuck of your chin downward to look forward and down. Take a big inhale and a big exhale to begin. And then from there, just let the breath be natural and soft. And then just keep watching it. Just a few more breaths here. And then lift your gaze. And now we're going to take the legs out in front of us and just give them a little bit of a shake. And then we're going to change the seated position to sitting on your shins. So feel free to get those blocks. And I'm going to use 2 of them. Put them in between the ankles. And then sit on it. So you've got that nice support to open up your knees a little bit. So this is a new opening warm-up. It's actually kind of similar to what we have been doing. It's called the 4-part Taoist breath. All right, so it's going to feel familiar, but kind of different at the same time. And we're going to try to equal the breath length with the length of the movement. So fingertips just barely touching the ground, sitting up tall. Big inhale, turn your palms up, reach your arms up. And then with an exhale, take your hands behind your head, the palms facing the back of your skull. And then exhale, push your arms out left and right like you're pushing the walls away. And then turn your palms up. Inhale, keep your arms at this height, and then just touch your fingertips to your shoulders. And now with an exhale, press your hands forward and round your back like the rounded cat position. Turn your palms upward and then inhale, reach your arms up overhead. There might be a feeling of a little bit of a back bend here. And then exhale, palms face forward, and then you're just going to fold forward like you're going into a child's pose. You don't have to go all the way down. And then inhale, reach your arms forward and up again. And then exhale, side twist to your right. Right arm goes back, left arm forward. Inhale, reach your arms back up to center. Exhale, side twist to the left, left arm back, right arm forward. Trying to keep at shoulder height. Inhale, arms reach up, palms come together, and hands down through the heart. Beautiful. Okay, we'll try that again. Hands to either side of you. Inhale, turn your palms up, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands come behind the head, palms facing the skull, and then exhale, push your hands away, push the walls away. Turn your palms upward. Inhale, touch your fingertips to the top of your shoulders. And then exhale, press your arms forward, round your back, drop your chin. Turn your palms up. Inhale, reach up, get that up cat position. And then exhale, forward fold, arms forward and back behind you like a child's pose. You don't have to touch the ground. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up again. Exhale, side twist to the right, keep the arms at shoulder height. Inhale, come back up to center. And exhale, twist to the left, shoulder height. Inhale, back up to the center, palms together and hands to the heart. Beautiful. That's it. All right. Okay, now we're going to continue with the upper body, right hand to right shoulder, and then put your left hand on your right elbow, lift up that arm, and then just frame your face here. So you're trying to press that right arm back just to stretch out that tricep a bit, and then look towards your right arm, and then lean over towards your left. You have to kind of work a little bit here, just trying to stretch out that right side of the body. You want to feel the weight of the arm and the head helping you with that stretch. And then inhale, come straight up again. Release your arm, but take your right arm behind you, palm facing backward, and then just place the hand onto your back. Left hand to right shoulder. Push the right shoulder backwards and twist yourself towards the right. The right hand kind of sneaks a little bit over towards your left side. Keep your left hand on your right shoulder to encourage that twist, but then turn your head towards the left. And then just get a stretch into the right side of the neck there. Release out of the twist, and the right arm is going to come around and place it onto the left shoulder. Put your left hand on that right elbow again, and then push your elbow towards your face so that you're putting your right hand in between your shoulder blades, and just kind of keeping it, encouraging it over towards the left side, and then just give yourself a pat on the back for coming to yoga today. Just hold that. And now release and let your right arm just slide down your chest, and then turn your right palm upward. Your left hand goes onto the right fingertips and pull them down. Just stretching through that wrist there. Now straighten out your right arm, pushing the hand forward. Release. Now clasp both of your hands together, knuckles forward, and then press the palms forward. And then inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Right elbow points to the ceiling, left elbow pulls down towards the ground. Inhale, reach both of those arms back up again. Release your hands, take them back behind you, clasp your hands, roll your shoulders back, and open up your chest. Pull your knuckles away from your body. Release the hands, let them just kind of fly out to the side. Crisscross them in front of you, right arm on top of left, and then just give yourself a big giant hug. And then from there, can you eagle arm, and maybe you can place your palms together, and then pull your elbows down towards your chest and pull your chest up towards your hands. Nice. And then very slowly release those arms, take them back out to the side, and then just let them fall back down. All right, let's go for the other side. Sorry, left hand to left shoulder. There we go. All right, I got it now. Right hand to your left elbow. Lift that left elbow up. Here we go, framing the face. And then look towards that left arm. And then with the weight of the arm and your head, you're going to lean towards your right. Nice. And then even yourself out again. And then let the arm come down. And now left hand to left shoulder. Left hand to right shoulder. Lift up your left elbow. Put your right hand on that left elbow. And then push the elbow towards you. And you're sliding your left hand in between your shoulder blades. And then giving yourself that pat on the back again. I forgot, there's a twist in there that I forgot. Okay. Sorry. Let's take that right hand, left arm out, palm facing away. Place the hand behind you, right hand to left shoulder, and then twist towards your left. And then from that twist, keep the twist, but look towards your right. And then release that twist. So we kind of mixed up the order here. Put your left hand, arm in front of you, palm facing upward. Grab a hold of those fingers and pull down. And then go ahead and press that palm forward. Release the hands, clasp them together, and then push the palms forward. And then inhale, arms up. Left elbow is pointing towards the ceiling as the right elbow comes down, arms behind the head. Nice. Inhale, press both those palms right back up again. Release the palms and then take them back behind you. Roll your shoulders back, lift up that heart. And then release your arms out to the side, crisscross them, left arm on top of right. Give yourself a big hug. Lift the elbows a little bit to wrap your arms and your hands together. Find the eagle arm and then pull your elbows down as you pull your chest up. And then release those arms and give them a bit of a shake. All right, okay, let's come forward into hands and knees. You can move the props off to the side. We'll just stretch out the legs, take that right leg back behind you and push back to just try to stretch out that calf muscle as you're also pushing forward and down with your hands. And then bring that right knee forward, send the left leg back again. Press back as you push forward. And then come forward again, do that right leg going back again. This time as you push your hands forward, lift your left knee just the tiniest bit. And then put the left knee down, right knee down, left side stretches back, push forward, lift that right knee a little. Come back to hands and knees position. One more time, right leg back, press back, lift your left knee and lift your left foot. And then the left leg comes down, right knee next to it, left leg goes back, press back, lift, press back into the left heel, lift your right knee, and then lift your right foot. Nice, put that foot down, and then back to tabletop position. Look forward, walk your hands forward onto the fingertips. Take the knees wide, toes together, and then shift your hips back for child's pose. You can put your forehead down. And then lift your head up, just right from child's pose. You're going to take your left arm over to the right side and deliberately kind of really push it over towards that right. And then place the right hand on top of the left. Clasp the hands together. Your head is still up. And then pull your body backwards away from your hands, and you can let your head come down. You're pulling your hands forward, pulling your back backward. And then lift up. We're going to change sides. So bring both of those hands in front of you, still in child's pose. And then that right arm is going to reach way over to the left as far as you can. Put the hands together, clasp those hands together. And then as you start to bring your head towards the ground, you're also pulling your back backwards as you pull your hands forward. And then inhale, release that and come back into that child's pose. But now come onto tabletop. Bring your knees a little bit closer together. Same idea, but just in a different position. Left arm goes out to the left, shoulder height, and then left arm reaches all the way up. I like to take my knees a little wider here. I find I can get more of a twist when I'm reaching up. And then you're gonna thread the needle, bring the left arm over towards that right side, keep upright, place the hands together, and then you're gonna slowly bring your head down as you pull your head back of the body backwards and hands forward. Trying to really get the back of the shoulder. And then release that and then press yourself back into tabletop position. Other side, right arm goes straight out to the side and then reaches all the way up to find the twist through the middle of the body. And then thread that needle way over to that left side. And before you come down, clasp the hands together and then pull your hands away from you as you start to bring your shoulder and your head down. The back gets pulling backwards. And then release your hands and come back onto tabletop position. Bring your knees a little closer together. Put the forearms on the ground. Clasp those hands together. 3 rounds of cat and cow here with the inhale, the tail up, and exhale, tail down. And inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Back to neutral spine. Take your hands off the floor and walk your elbows forward a little bit more. And then from that position, the hands come together in prayer position. You're going to pull your hips back. Don't let your elbows come with you. And you're trying to put your forehead to the ground. Maybe your hands, your prayer hands can come to the back of your head. And you're pressing your chest towards the ground. So we're stretching the front of those triceps or back of the triceps again. And then inhale, start to lift up, come out of there, put your hands on the ground, come back to tabletop. Same idea, but it's the puppy dog pose. Reach one hand forward as far as you can on the fingertips and then the other one. You can tuck your toes here, shift forward just the tiniest bit. Keep your arms lifted as you pull your hips back. You can flatten your hands. And then you start to sort of dip your chest towards the ground and you can just put your forehead down. Or if you're feeling like you're spacious enough, you might put your chin on the ground. Look forward, stay super low, put your elbows on the ground, and then just slide your body forward, and then wiggle yourself to bring your belly down. Put your elbows under the shoulders or slightly in front of, if that's more comfortable. Make the number 11 with your arms, and then just wiggle your hips a little bit side to side. Sort of maybe even lifting up one hip and then the other. Just get comfortable in your low back position. And then press your hands down, press your forearms down, lift your chest up, look straight forward. Inhale here, and then exhale, drop your chin, look towards your navel as you pull your navel up. Front of your hip bones might come off the ground. Inhale, relax your hips down, take your gaze forward, lift your heart up. Exhale, tuck your chin in, look towards your navel, lift your belly up, maybe even the front of the hips a bit. One more round, the hips come down and relax, look forward, pull your elbows back. Exhale, look towards your belly button, lift your belly button up. And then relax your hips back into Sphinx pose. Relax the belly, take the elbows out to the side. Take your fingertips off for that big giant cobra, fingertips on the ground, elbows point up. Plant your feet, keep them planted. Inhale, lift up your chest, big cobra. Exhale, dip your left shoulder down as you look underneath your right armpit to your right foot. Inhale, lift up back to center. Exhale, right shoulder dips down, look towards your left foot. Inhale, come back up to center. And then exhale, bring your belly all the way down. Take your left arm straight out to the left, right hand right beside your chest. Let your head relax, looking towards the right. Pick up your right leg and you're going to step your right toe back behind you. Maybe the foot goes flat. So just check out your left shoulder. How does it feel? If it feels too awkward to have it straight out to the side, feel free to rearrange it in another diagonal line. If it feels too uncomfortable, you can always lean a little bit towards the floor. Forward. And then let's roll back onto the belly, switching sides. The right arm goes straight out to the right. Left hand by your chest for support. Look towards your left. Lift up that left leg. Tap the toe back behind you, or maybe even take the foot flat. And then can you relax into the stretch? And make sure that that right shoulder feels okay. If it doesn't, you might want to roll a little bit forward towards your left side. Your left hand. And then roll back onto your belly. All right. So hands back in front of you, come back up onto those forearms. And now we're going to roll over towards the left side. So you're going to be on your left hip, your left knee bent underneath you. Bring your right knee towards your chest, and this kind of just bringing the foot towards the chest. So this is going to be particular movement with the position of your hand. So your right hand, you're going to grab the top of your right foot. The fingers are pointing towards the ground. And then your left hand there for support. And then just pull your right heel towards your bum. Press your right hip forward. We're getting that quad stretch, the front of the leg. Changing your hand, your right hand, so that your fingers now are pointing towards your right knee. So your hand is like flat on to the top of your foot. All right, we're going to change it up again. Now your fingers are going to point upwards, and you're going to lean towards, rolling towards the ground. And you maybe put your right knee on the ground. So now your fingers are pointing to the left. And if you're still feeling okay in your left shoulder, we're going to try and turn the chest forward to the front of your mat. But you're going to try to turn your fingers so that your fingers turn in the same direction as your toes. And the heel of your hands are on the top of your foot. And then start to look towards that short end of the mat. Your right heel is coming more to the outside of that right hip than towards the bum. Awesome. A little tricky, but we did it. Slowly let go of that foot and just lay on your belly. And then lift your legs up and then just windshield wiper them right and left. Stopping in the center, and now you're going to roll over towards your right hip. I'm just going to flip so you can see. And your right knee is going to be bent. And just be mindful of that right shoulder, that you're not dropping into it. You're pressing your right elbow down so that you lift up. And then get your right and your left knee towards your chest so that you can hold onto the top of your left foot. Your fingers are pointing down towards the ground. And then you pull that knee so that it's going to point to the short end of your mat. And you push your left hip forward. You pull your heel towards your bum, getting that quad stretch. Your left fingers are pointing towards the ground. Now just turn the fingers so that they're pointing towards your left knee. And your hand is flat onto the top of your left foot. Don't forget to push that hip forward. And now we're just going to change it up a little bit. Put your left knee in front of your right, tap it to the ground. turn your fingers so they're pointing towards the right, pointing towards your baby toe side. And this might be totally enough. Or if you like, you're going to try to turn your chest forward, and at the same time, you're going to spin your fingers so they're pointing in the same direction as your toes, and you pull your left heel towards the outside of your left hip. All right, let's let that go. And then just lay on your belly, put your forehead on your hands, lift your feet, and then windshield your wipers, windshield wiper left and right with the shins. And then place your feet back to the ground, put your hands next to your chest, push yourself up and back for child's pose. And then from child's pose, look forward, reach those hands forward, come up onto the hands and knees, take that right leg back and press your right heel back, push your hands forward, getting another stretch into that right leg. And then lift your right leg up to hip height, and then send your right foot way over to the left, way over as far as you can. Then turn yourself to look towards your right foot. So you got a curve, a C curve in your spine. The right side is getting stretched. Rearrange your hands any which way you can. You might even shift your hips backwards towards that back foot. You might get a stretch in that left side of the hip. And then slowly just shift your body forward to lighten up your right foot, lift it up, send it way over to that right side, straight up from the hip. And then you're going to drop to your left elbow, maybe even your right elbow, and then let the hips shift backwards a bit. And if you want to rearrange your hands, maybe one hand goes on the ground, one elbow down, one elbow up. And then shift forward again, and then take that right leg back behind you, and then put right knee next to left. Come on to hands and knees, left leg goes back. Give yourself that cat stretch, push the hands forward, push the heel back. Shift forward just enough to lift up that left foot up to hip height, and then the left foot is going swinging way over towards that right. Put the toes on the ground, and then you shift your hips back a little bit towards that right foot, and you can rearrange your hands. Or left foot. Too many lefts and rights. Making that C curve with your spine, that left side getting the big stretch. Maybe the right hip gets a little bonus stretch in there. And then back to center, bring that left leg straight back behind you. And then you're going to swing it way over to that left side. Put the foot flat. From this position, get comfortable and then drop to one elbow, maybe two. So as you drop to the elbows, you just kind of naturally shift your hips back a bit. Or you can put one hand on the ground, one elbow up, one elbow down. And let's slowly transition out. Bring your hands back to the mat, and then take that left leg behind you and put left leg next to right. Swing your right foot forward into lunge position. Tuck your back toe, lift up your back knee, spin your back heel down. Keep your right hip underneath you, not swinging out to the right. And then walk your hands over towards the left. So it's a lunge, down dog kind of position. You keep walking your hands over, walking, and then drop your head, your chest towards the ground. So a lunge and a down dog on a diagonal. Inhale, lift your head to look towards your hands, walk them forward, and then put your left knee down, bring your right knee back, step your left foot forward, hands to the inside of the left foot, tuck your right toe, pick up that right knee, spin the right heel down, keep your left hip underneath you, not out to the side, walk your hands over towards the right in a diagonal line, walking as far forward as you can, and then pull your hips back as you drop your head between your arms. And slowly lift your head up, look towards your hands, walk your hands back to top of your mat, put that right knee down and the left knee next to it. We're going to grab one block here, sit down onto your shins, and then swing over towards your right so that you can take your left leg forward. And then you're going to take your block underneath your left cheek. And then from that position here, just lifting up, hands can be behind you. And this might totally be enough. It's just a nice stretch for the front of the leg and the knee. Or if you can, you walk your hands back a bit, maybe you bend your elbows. And if you find that this is kind of super easy for you, you could take your block out of the way, put your left cheek on the floor, and your right foot is going to be on the outside of the leg. And then lean back as far as you can. Maybe you're going to make it to the elbows, maybe. And, you know, if it's uncomfortable, it's okay. But if it's painful, I want you to get the heck out of it. Stay a couple more breaths. And then just as slowly as we went in, we're slowly transitioning out. Put your hands flat. Give yourself an upright position. Very carefully, going to lean a little bit towards the left and then hands to either side of you. Bring yourself forward and then bring your left leg back. Get the block ready for the other side. You're on your shins. Lean to the left so you can swing your right leg forward. Put your block underneath your cheek. Good place to start. And then we can just hang out here. And here, if you want to position your left heel so that it's kind of slightly to the outside of your left hip. And this could be totally enough right here. If you want to, you start to walk backwards a bit. You can just totally keep that block there. You might get your elbows down. For those who are feeling easy, slip the block out of the way. Your bent knee might even be a little bit off the ground. That's okay. Just stay with it. Hopefully there's no pain. It's kind of a nice way to get a stretch around that kneecap. And then another way that we can kind of roll out of this, you're just going to roll over towards the right side, straighten up your legs, awesome. Swing your legs in and come to a seated position. Put your feet onto the floor and then bring your feet in nice and close. We're going for a close cobbler. So kind of wiggle yourself towards your feet. And deliberately keep your knees up. And you want to keep it close in. It's just a variation of cobbler. Let your knees drop out to the side. Your hands, your thumbs pointing in, and the thumbs touch the bottom of your feet. Fingertips to the top of your foot. And then your baby toes together. And then you open up your feet like they're pages of a book. That's just going to help you sort of open up the legs a little bit more. And this is just more about inner thighs, so we don't have to fold forward. You're opening up those pages of your book with your feet. And giving your ankles a little bit of a twist there. Release your hands, put your hands to the outside of the knees and bring them up. And now slide your feet forward. We're going for diamond pose. So we purposely want the feet quite far away. And then you're just going to drop your knees out to the side. I'm just going to go at a bit of a diagonal here. And then pick up one cheek and just kind of walk it back, and then the other, so that you can get more of a forward tilt here rather than a backward falling. And place your hands underneath your calves. And then inhale here. This might be totally enough for you. Exhale, maybe you can lean forward. You can start to wiggle your hands so that your legs are kind of keeping your arms down, and it's helping you go with that forward fold. I believe this one is called the turtle or the tortoise. And if you feel like this is very accessible to you, you can always drop your chin down and you're going to get more of that rounded spine. So if you don't want the rounded spine, just keep your gaze in front of your toes. You can even go a little further down. That's available. Now the tricky part is coming out. Start to lift your head, slide your hands towards you. And then take your hands to the outside of the knees and lift them up. Go for a full forward fold. I like to start with the legs apart. So just a shortish letter V. You can lift one cheek and walk it back again to get more of that forward tilt. Start with a bend into the knee, just so you can get more of that forward tilt again. Grab a hold of your toes or the outside of the toes. And then maybe gradually your legs will start to straighten a little. You can push your hips forward. How does that feel with the open leg? Slowly going to come out, let go of your feet, just put your hands on the floor and then walk your hands towards you. And then let's try it with the legs together. You can totally start with that knees bent, get the hinge in the hip so that you can hold on. And if it's too difficult to hold on to the feet, hold on to the ankles. And then from there, let your inhale lift up halfway. And then exhale, fold forward. You can even pull your elbows out to the side. You can still have a bend into your knees, but you're making the effort to push your heels forward and your sitting bones back. Then on your inhale, lift up halfway, look forward, let go of your body and put your hands to the ground, walk your hands back towards you, come to that upright position. And then we'll come down onto our backs. So you can bend your knees, put your feet on the floor, elbows down, bring that head down. Feet close to the hips. Bridge pose, bend your elbows, fingertips are wiggling towards the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale, push your elbows down, push your heels down, lift your hips up, hold here, keep your knees in a straight line, not diagonal. And you can keep your robot arms, or if you want that more chest opener, clasp your hands underneath you, lift up one shoulder, tuck the arm under, do the other side, and maybe even a couple of times. And then look straight up. Lift your chest up. Lift your hips. Lift your heels. keep the heels lifted. Notice that it lifts your entire body, but see if you can put the heels down, but keep the hip lift in the hips. Next breath, let those hands come apart. And then spread your arms out to the sides. Slowly let the shoulder blades come flat. And then the spine starts curling all the way down. Finally, the hips land. Arms out to a letter T position. Palms up or down, whatever feels most comfy. Bring both of your legs in towards your chest. Drop both your legs to the left side. Look towards the right. Try to keep your right shoulder down. You can put your left hand on your knees to anchor them. Look straight up at the ceiling and then bring one leg up, then the other. Slowly bring them both over towards the right. You can do them one at a time, both together. Left shoulder down, look towards the left. Right hand on top of the legs. Look towards the ceiling. Bring one leg up, then the other. One foot to the floor, then the other. Arms by your side. And then bring these back into the chest. Squeeze them in. Oh, somebody had to go. All right. Rock your hips side to side. Oh, you're back. Awesome. Slowly roll over to one side and just curl yourself up there. All right. Lost you for a second there, Jamie. And we're slowly just going to transition ourselves back up. Top leg extends. Come to your seated position. Close your eyes. Land the hands to the thighs. Roll the shoulders back and down. Wiggle up through the crown of the head. Big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, turn your palms up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Bow the head towards the heart. Open the eyes. Hands land to the thighs. Lift the gaze.